So how many guitars do you have set up for each gig?
Right now I have 20 guitars, and basically they're different sounds basically. Each Les Paul has kind of its own characteristic and mood for Lenny basically. So depending on the song, if it needs to be a little edgier, certain guitar we go through. If it needs to be more classic or cleaner sounding, we'll tend to go for the flame tops that have less output in their pickups.
Does it typically have a stage set of guitars? So like, let's say he does a new recording, does that influence what guitar you use and bring out with you, or do you tend to translate it to what you've already got in your...
No, we record just whatever he feels at the moment. When we're in the studio and stuff, we'll bring out, we have a collection of just different guitars, and he'll say, I feel that's a Les Paul, or I'll feel that's a Strat, or a Tele, or whatnot. And we'll just record it,
right.
You know, without thinking. We're not thinking about the tour or anything. We're just thinking about the song and the music and what's important and the sound that we need. After that, we start preparing for the tour, and then that's my job to kind of listen to the record again and kind of try to translate. Okay, how am I going to play this on stage, or how is he going to play this on stage, and get the same sound that's on the record or the same characteristic. Again, sometimes things don't exactly come the same way, because in the studio you'll have mic crease, you'll have compression, you'll have certain reverb effects of that, which I just technically don't have. I mean, here we're more bare bones. It's pedals, amplifiers, guitars, so I have to get the characteristic within that vein. And that's basically it, getting as close. Sometimes I'm spot on, sometimes I'm close and not quite there.
So is this a trusted favorite, this one?
Well, this is the guitar we start with. And if you look at the set list here, and over here, the first 3 songs is one guitar, next 3 songs, another guitar. The next 4 songs are 2 different guitars. Come On Get It, he doesn't start with the guitar, but I give it to him halfway through the song, and then he goes right into Always on the Run, and then into American Woman, and it goes one song after the next without stopping. So this guitar starts that set, and he's going for more of a classic sound with that. Always on the Run being a clean twin, more of a funky type of I would say Sly Stone sound, whereas American Woman is your bare bones, basic, you know, Marshall rock sound. And this guitar delivers in spades. And we have right now 6 Les Pauls out, 6 flame tops. 3 of them sound pretty much identical. The other 3 are another characteristic, so we use them down the set or something. So this one starts the set. This is a reissue. Which we got about, I'm going to say 2 or 3 years ago from Gibson, along with some others. A sister that came at the same time, just kind of different colors or so, but same characteristic pickups, made exactly at the same time. So I have this guitar, I have this guitar, and this guitar as the third, and they all pretty much sound the same. They just have a different look to them, so depending if he feels something clothing-wise he wants to change, he can. But for the most part, this guitar is pretty much his main starter. And then from there, we move down to the set to the next guitar change, which is It Ain't Over and Mr. Cab Driver. He uses the same guitar on both songs, which right now is it's a 355 that he's had for years, which used to be a candy apple red, which the red faded out, and all you see is the gold now with hints of red in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well worn.
Yeah, very worn. And again, very clean output pickups, not high output. A lot of what people say about our sound or so, you know, they're amazed of how well we get guitar tones, but a lot of it is real simplicity. It's just guitar and amp, but we try to not overdrive the amp too much. We try to let the characteristic of what the player is doing take over. So as he plays more aggressive, the amp breaks up a little bit more.
Right, yeah.
As he backs up, it's a little cleaner. So we're not super high-end gained or anything like that.
Yeah.
When we need to be, obviously, we use pedals and such. The backup for that guitar is another 355, but this is a reissue. And this is just purely a backup. He's used it a couple of times, but for the most part, he likes the other one because he's had that one forever.
Yeah.
It's just more of his favorite. talking about guitars, as we were just saying, you were asking me how the cycle of restringing them. And this one gets restrung every other day, along with the three pickup Les Paul that we use later on in the set. And then there are guitars that get rotated every 4 shows, this one being one of them. And we call this the Slash guitar. And it's not because it was Slash's or anything. It actually is a sister guitar to Slash's #1 Les Paul. It's not a real Gibson. It was made by luthier Chris Derrick, who used to work for Music Works about 25 years ago or so. And it's just one of many that he made at that time. This particularly is one of Lenny's oldest guitars and probably one of his more favorite ones. It has real Gibson Electronics, real 50s PAFs, pots, hardware, even fingerboard from back in that era. When he was making it, he came across a bunch of lost Brazilian rosewood that Gibson had for acoustic guitars back in the day, and used them and made a bunch of these guitars, so this being one of them. But we use this on Flyway every night. So again, every 4 shows, I restring it. Other than that, you know, it's a great guitar. It's light, you know, it's well worn. It's, you know, like I said, it's been here since I worked with him. And I actually used to work at Music Works, so I knew the luthier who made these at the time. You know, it's just kind of a weird cycle because I grew up with this guy. He passed away, unfortunately, but you know, later on, I find myself working for, you know, an artist who uses one of his guitars, you know, exclusively. So it's come full circle in a weird sense. You know, so I guess Chris is happy that I'm probably maintaining it on a regular basis.
Yeah, definitely.